Whenever you drop a letter in letterbox, to reach its destination, a letter may need to go through several post offices or hops, one after another. And what should be the sequence or path of the post offices the letter goes through? Well, depends upon several factors like delivery service availability, number of letters to a specific destination, business agreements, etc. The world of digital posts or internet is not much different fundamentally, just that it's more complicated, and to solve the complicacy of internet delivery service, BGP or Border Gateway Protocol is one of the solutions. To keep internet delivery service functioning, BGP continuously keeps on updating its neighbors or autonomous systems with paths available to reach them. Connectivity with neighbors or next hop is extremely important to carry forward packages, but faults can occur. In those cases, BGP monitoring and timely alerting is vital. Hello, my name is Kamal Bhatt and I am working as a software product manager at STORDIS. In this video, I will speak about monitoring BGP in Monsoon. Also, we will see how to configure alerts and notification policies in Monsoon. If you are not familiar with Monsoon, it's an open source solution for monitoring SONiC switches. You can watch the video about Monsoon basics. Link is on the screen and in the description. In this video, we will focus on monitoring part of BGP in Monsoon. If you want to know how to configure BGP on BroadcomEnterpriseSONiC switches, please consider watching the video on that. Link is on the screen and in the description. I will be demoing BGP monitoring in Monsoon of the same topology as in that video. On the SONiC exporter dashboard in Monsoon, there is a section specific to BGP metrics. Just select the target switch on the top left with BGP configuration. BGP metrics for this switch will appear under BGP section. Metrics include BGP neighbor count and status, prefixes sent and received by the neighbor, and total BGP messages sent and received by BGP neighbors of the target we just selected. First, let's inspect the BGP configuration on the switch. Let's log in into the target switch we selected on Monsoon dashboard. Execute the command show running configuration BGP. This command shows the host as well as remote autonomous system information. As you can see, host ASID is 65101 and this autonomous system has only one neighbor with ASID 65000 and neighbor's edge router with IP 1.1.1.1. Further in the table, you will be able to see the BGP connection status with this neighbor along with some more information. Now, let us have a look at packet being sent and received by its neighbor with ASID 65000. Just execute the command show BGP IPv4 unicast summary. Let's have a look at prefixes being sent and received by the neighbor. Prefix transmission count is 6 and received prefixes are 5. As we have tooltip enabled for Monsoon graphs, you can hover the mouse pointer over the graph to see the specific value. Similarly, we can see the total BGP messages sent and received by this neighbor as well as BGP uptime, which is just over an hour on the switch and correctly displayed in Monsoon. This is all about continuous display of data done by software. On the other hand, a network administrator will be more interested in faults occurring in the network. In this case, faults is specific to BGP. Now let us have a look how we can configure custom BGP alerts in Monsoon. Let's create an alert for BGP connectivity status of neighbor. Go to alerting section of Grafana. Check that Grafana managed alert is already selected. Now select the metric which carries the BGP status information. that is SONiC BGP status, and select instance as the switch whose neighbor BGP status need to be alerted. Before doing further configuration, we can always check result of intermediate metric query. As we can see, the result is 1, which means BGP connection established to neighbor. But that's not what we want an alert about, rather an opposite value. For that, we can create an expression. Select classic condition. We are interested in last value of metric in query A received from Prometheus data source. So we select the function last and its value to be below 1 to trigger this alert. As you can see, the result of expression B is 0 or false, which means alert will not be triggered. That's correct, because BGP connectivity status is true at this moment. Further, evaluation duration can be defined, like query and expression will be evaluated, or let's say executed every 10 seconds. And if result remains true for another 20 seconds, then trigger the alert. Provide a rule or alert name of your choice and select a folder where you want to save this alert. Folders can be created under dashboard section. For example, I have already created a folder called BGP Alerts. You can easily create a new folder by clicking the New Folder button. Group name can be given right here of your choice. And summary should briefly explain what fault occurred in network. In the summary, it's better to use label variables instead of hard-coded parameters like I have used, like ASID and status value. Please try that out while creating your own alerts. Now let's return to SONiC exporter dashboard and check the BGP status alert. BGP status alert is normal for other switches as well. Now let's manually trigger the alert from network. To do that, I am logging into the switch and I will bring the port which is acting as an edge router on this switch to down. This way, this AS will lose its connectivity to its neighbor and alert will be triggered. You can see the state of the alert change to pending. This state means that alert condition resulted to be true, but it's under evaluation period. You remember the for field we configured to 20 seconds a few minutes ago while creating this alert. So this alert will remain in pending state for 20 seconds and will actually go into firing state if the condition remains true for this period. After some seconds, you can see alert went into firing state. Also, the BGP status table dashboard is updated with correct status. We can also check the summary by expanding the alert. Also note that BGP peer uptime counter is reset as well. BGP is a path vector protocol and it carries path information along in BGP prefix messages. When a BGP neighbor is down, there is no BGP path and hence no prefixes exchanged as reflected in the graph. Count of prefixes went to 0 and total BGP messages sent or received is showing the overall history. Let's resolve this alert by bringing the edge router or the Ethernet port 0 to up again. After a few seconds of network correction, the alert returns to normal state. If you want to keep alerts in alerts panel which are in firing state only, this configuration can also be done in alert panel. The respective BGP status of resolved alert is also reflected in other BGP panels of dashboard as well. You can see the peer status updated to true. BGP peer uptime graph is rising again. Check that prefix message exchanges also happened while initiating BGP session again in the path prefix announcements. It's worth understanding that apart from alert evaluation period in Grafana, you may experience additional delay in triggering the alert after the fault actually occurred in the network. This additional delay is depending upon the configuration of Prometheus scrap interval. Also, Grafana's dashboard refresh interval. If you have seen my video on setting up Monsoon, you may have noticed we didn't change any configuration of Prometheus except targets. And hence, scrap interval of Prometheus remains default to 1 minute. Which means with this configuration of Prometheus, you can, in worst case, experience additional delay of 1 minute plus Grafana's dashboard refresh interval, apart from alert evaluation period. But yes, you can certainly opt for a more aggressive data collection strategy by reducing those intervals. So far, we can easily monitor BGP faults in network by having a look at alert panel. But from network administrator's point of view, this is still a tedious task to just keep an eye on alert panel. Rather, it would be even better to get notifications via other apps in form of some system pop-ups, it may be emails, SMSs, chat notifications, etc. So let's go a step further and do something interesting with alerts here. Let's escalate Monsoon alerts on one of the most popular chat tool, Microsoft Teams. We will create a contact point and notification policy for the alert rule we just created for BGP status. Go to contact point. You can see I have already configured a contact point named STORDIS Monsoon Teams of type Microsoft Teams. To create a new one, click on New Contact Point button. Choose the type of your contact point. As you can see, there are many possibilities, but we are focusing on Microsoft Teams here. Just provide the name of contact point and URL of webhook to your Microsoft Teams. Notification policy for this contact point helps to decide like what all alerts should be sent to this contact point. Decide mute timings, even nested notification policies as well. Here I am opening my Microsoft Teams window, which is receiving BGP status alerts we just configured. With the summary. If you have not skipped the video, a few minutes ago we manually brought down the edge router of this switch to trigger this alert, and afterwards the port was brought up as well. Hence, in Microsoft Teams we see alert with a red headline and afterward a resolved notification as well with green headline. At the end, a bonus tip. Consider you are away from your PC and receive the alert on Microsoft Teams on your mobile app, and you want to quickly check the dashboard to know more about the fault. You can access Monsoon UI on your mobile as well. Just try this out right now. Open a browser on your mobile, hit the public URL for Monsoon demo, that is monsoon.stordis.com:8080. Right here in your mobile, you can browse through alerts, dashboards, graphs. Grafana UI is so nicely adapted to mobile browsers that you don't feel the need for a mobile app at all. Hope you find the video informative. Please share your valuable feedback in comments. For more information on open networking products, visit www.stordis.com.